What's up? What's up? What's up? Everybody out there tuning in, whether you're tuning in from YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, whatever the case may be, you already know what it is. This is Boss Talk with Moet. And of course, I am Moet. You can follow me everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, anything that's anything. That's IAMMOETT. That's IAMMOETT. And of course, you guys know I have another amazing interview for you guys today. Today, I will be speaking with none other than Mr. U. He is an amazing fashion designer. He has a lot of things going on. He's an entrepreneur. He's a speaker. And I will let him introduce himself. So go ahead and tell the people who you are, what you do, where you're from, how they can follow you, different things like that.
Hello, guys. What's going on? It's your boy, Mr.U, just checking in with Moet. Girl, thank you for having me on the show. I'm so excited. Look, this has been well overdue. I'm so excited that we finally able to connect and be on the show. A little bit about myself, you guys. I'm a public speaker. I am a business owner. I am an influencer, public stylist, and photographer here in the Dallas DFW area. And I'm so excited to connect with entrepreneurs and business owners here to help create and build their platforms and continue to, develop that exposure that they need to continue to be successful and pour into their communities. I'm so excited. I'm just, there's so much going on. I had an interview earlier on my talk show platform, you guys, the Mr.U show. So my heart is really racing. I'm so excited because the interview that I had earlier was very impactful. We was able to, meet with the entrepreneur and the business owner that I featured on the show, but we was also able to talk about building substantial relationships in the marketplace. So that has me on fire. So then to have a conversation like that and then to connect with Moet, it just is everything is in divine order. So I'm excited to talk with you guys, drop some nuggets, and continue to have this thing moving forward.
Amazing. And let them know where they can follow you also.
Yeah, you guys know, what I'm saying, entrepreneurship, business owner, so you got to be on every platform that you can be on. First of all, I want to let you guys know I'm on LinkedIn. Go follow me on LinkedIn at Rodriguez Underwood. And you also will see my business name, CEO of Mr. U's Closet. I'm also on Facebook, Rodriguez Underwood. That's RONDREGUS. And my last name is Underwood. So I know you guys probably wondering what the Mr. U stands for. That's my last name, Underwood. I'm also on Instagram. You guys can follow me. I have quite a few platforms on Instagram. You guys definitely go over and follow me on my personal page, which is 4_ Mr.U. My business page is Mr.U_closet. And the platform for my talk show is Mr.U_show. So you guys definitely tap in with me and let's, see what's going on out here in the DFW area. And I also have some interviews on there that's national. The recent interview I just did was a gentleman from Baltimore. He came down to Houston. I met him in Houston for this candid conversations. A lot of people that follow me, they know that I do a lot in the men empowerment world. A lot of in the men empowerment industry, shall I say. We're doing events, doing photo shoots, doing collaborations. I have some speaking engagements coming up. So you guys definitely want to tap in with me. And also my talk show, the Mr. U show, is actually launching this fall. So we're going through the episodes now, getting all the editing done, and getting all of the attractions and everything done be ready to drop that on you guys this fall. So you guys definitely tap in with me. I have quite a few things going on.
That is amazing. That is amazing. So let's see. Let's start with, how did you get into like men's empowerment? How did you get into that?
How I got into men's empowerment, to be honest with you, I really kind of walked into it. A lot of people that follow me, they know that my career really started off in the fashion industry. That's really how I got known. I did a lot of magazine covers, did a lot of featured films, produced a lot of fashion shows, managed and worked with a lot of models. in the fashion industry. So that kind of really elevated me. And this thing, come to find out, I had a really big influence in the men in the men community. With just working with artists, working with male models, and coaching them and training them. So I've been doing that for 24 years. So with that being said, it kind of like one of those things you just walk into, and it's amazing because to have influence on not only the younger generation but the older generation is so important, for where I'm at in my career, because we all know how big influence is. And I see all the time, like, women, they have all these different platforms, women empowerment, women retreats, and women events to honor women and their efforts. And sometimes it's just a lack of that in the men community. So I decided to be one of the guys to step up to really represent us. Represent, give us a voice, and let everybody know, like, look, we're not, we're not who you guys may think we are a lot of times. Like, we have feelings, we have emotions, and there's a lot of things that we have on our plate that we need to be respected and heard on too. So, you know, to answer your question, how I got into it, I really think I kind of walked into it, but it's definitely a position that I've earned and a position that I don't take lightly. I've been doing it for a few years now, and I love it because it creates a space where it allows men to connect with me, open up to me about things that, so they possibly won't open up to anyone else about. But at the same time, I can provide healing, I can provide resources, I can provide knowledge, and provide growth. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of men, they go through things in life that they may sometimes feel like a lot of people can't relate to. But to be able to talk to somebody that looks like you and that can relate without judging you, I think that is so important. So to anybody that's out there that's doing any coaching or doing any therapist work for men, or empowerment events like myself, you guys definitely have to understand how important that is to not just this generation, but the next generation as well, because the media and so many different outlets are trying to, curve our manhood to be something that I don't think it should be. So we have to stand for something or fall for anything. And I'm not the one that to fall for anything. I really stand strong. I'm an alpha male. And so that's what I really stand for. I really believe that we need to bring and introduce that back into the homes and back into the system of what's going on, because we definitely need our men to stand strong and support them.
I agree. I agree. And that's amazing because I feel like I do feel like it should be more representation for men across the board. Like,
Yes.
for both, we have representation for women and we're getting more and more. And I feel like just as for men also, just having that healthy representation,
Yes.
because we have other representation where it's like toxic conversations and
Right.
different things like that. Like, but actually being able to have a voice of empowerment, a voice of reason,
Right.
somebody actually encouraging you to get your mental health in order, to get the things together and different things like that, and truly being able to express yourself.
Right.
That's definitely important.
It's
So I commend you on that.
right. It's definitely important. I mean, you're talking about mental health. You're talking about you're talking about the workforce. You're talking about family life. You're talking about all these things that really matter. And I think when we learn how important it is to pour into our men, and how I mean, that way we'll see, the stronger leaders. We'll see better households. We'll see those necessary things that when it trickles down from the head, which was, men are supposed to be the head. But, a lot of times, as a men, we find ourselves like being the providers, doing all these other things, but the other aspects lack. What I'm saying? Like, oh man, they're supposed to be providers and this and that. But it's like when it comes to our feelings and our emotions and our health and other things like that, people tend to put on the back burner. But those things are so important into tying to a well-being man that can be more effective in his community, and then bring it home and be able to take care of his family if he's, nurtured and cared for, right.
I totally agree with that 100%. That's amazing. So let's talk about your journey. In
Yes.
regards to your journey, what's like one of the biggest life lessons that you had to learn to get to where you are?
Oh, that's a great question. One of the biggest life lessons I've learned in life to get me where I am is it's like it's so many of them. It's so many life lessons. But I think one of the most important life lessons I've learned and something that I hold really dear to my heart is being connected to the source. I feel like as long as I stay connected to God and stay connected to the Almighty Creator, I feel like He's going to continue to connect me and open doors or make connections to the places that I need to go. I think that's one of the most important gems or one of the most important lessons I've learned. It's like never forget where you come from. Never forget the source. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you stay connected with the source, he'll continue to connect you in the ways that you should go.
Right, right. I agree with that 100%. So, on your journey, I know like sometimes, like, whenever you're being an entrepreneur and you're going along your task and you're going along the thing, that sometimes it can be moments where your faith is questioned. It could be
Yes.
moments where you're like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know about this. So, have you ever had one of those moments?
I think we all have. I think for anybody to say that they haven't, you know what I'm saying, they're not being truthful with themselves. But I think we all have. I definitely have. Um, and more than once, I found myself in that position and quite a few times. But I think having a strong team around me, having other like minds around me that understands my mission, understand my goal, understand the things that I'm trying to achieve, they really help keep me centered. You know what I'm saying? They help me stay focused on my reason why, and just helping me just stay focused on the things that I'm trying to achieve. I think that's really important.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So I know you said that you've been in the industry. You've been in the industry for a while.
Yes.
So are you still modeling, or are you more just on the consulting end?
Okay, so look, I'm really inspired about this motivational and public speaking journey that I'm on. I spoke at Dallas College 2 weeks ago, and they gave me some awesome feedback because they, after hearing my presentation, they like, "Wow, Mr. You do a lot." You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the things that I do, I'm very passionate about. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like really anything that's hard for me, but it does get it does get overwhelming at times. You know what I'm saying? And so the feedback that they gave me was like, Mr. You got to start to delegate and scale your business more, putting people in positions or places where it can kind of like free you up to do other things. And that was a big confirmation for me because I'm like, man, like I'm really passionate about my craft and all of these services and things that I do, but I feel like this public speaking thing is really pulling me, you know what I'm saying, to like where it's like I really want to focus on that more. I want to focus on my talk show platform more because I think those two things, public speaking and my talk show platform, I think they really embody all of my experience in the industry to where it creates a safe place for other entrepreneurs. It creates a place where I can tell my story at the same time get their story and just make it a whole inspiration thing. Even with public speaking, I'm in the school systems here. I'm speaking at academies. I'm speaking at alternative schools. I'm speaking at summer vacation programs. I'm speaking at colleges. So I'm really feeling passionate about it, and I want to continue to go in that direction.
That is amazing. That is
Yes.
amazing. And you're going to be amazing at it. So, speaking on the terms of getting to a place where you got to delegate and different things like that, how would you say that? How would you say that you feel in regards to that? Like, because I know sometimes, whenever you're so used to doing everything, then it's
That's
like,
what it is.
oh, man,
That's what it is. Like it was so hard for me to digest that when they said it to me. But don't get me wrong. I accepted the feedback. You know what I'm saying? I accepted it because it's a difference between you know what I'm saying. being an entrepreneur and a business owner. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely a business owner. I don't want to be doing the work. You know what I'm saying? So when they gave me that feedback, I was like, man, that's a great point because you know, I started the business not to be the only one operating the business. I started the business to create to create opportunities for others. You know what I mean? So I really had to take a lot of time this week, or the last 2 weeks, and look myself in the mirror. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is who I was, but who I'm to become. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it was a hard pill to swallow, but at the same time, that's what's next for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't you have to have a team. You have to have a team. You have to have people in place. You have to have systems and programs in place. I think to continue to elevate because if you don't, there's going to be a point where you're going to burn out or you're going to plateau or you're going to reach a certain level and you're going to find yourself like just swaying back and forth. But when you put systems in place, you build those necessary relationships to have people help you grow or further advance your business. I think it's a benefit. I definitely think it's a benefit. But like you said, that's a hard thing for a lot of us entrepreneurs to hand off because we so used to doing things, and a lot of times our clients in the marketplace they so used to the way we do things, or they so used to connecting with us directly, you know, that you sometimes feel like, okay, well, I need to continue to do things that way. But I got so many business coaches and counselors, and it's crazy, Moet, because they're all telling me the same thing like Mr. U, the vision that we have when we see you, we see XYZ. You know what I'm saying? We see you being the guy that just show up and be like, making sure everybody is okay. Like, is this representative taking care of you, ma'am? Are you okay? Are you satisfied with the service? This and that. Like you the guy that pop up every now and then and people don't know who you are. You know, and that's a hard thing. 'Cause like you said earlier, like I model, I act, I'm a public speaker. I love people. I love building relationships. So me becoming a person that's more exclusive and less accessible, that's gonna be that's gonna be a journey for me. But at the same time, I look forward to it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's amazing to be able to get to that place in a journey. So it's great that you're there and you're actually taking the initiative to start doing it. So, with things, let's talk about a time that you've had to just like face your fears, face what you were nervous about, and just do it. Like, talk about that and how that process was and how that journey was.
Oh, that's a really good one. That's an easy one. A lot of people that has been following my journey, they know I was originally born and raised in Alabama. Okay, so coming from Alabama, having these big dreams, having these aspirations of, making some out of myself, making a name for myself, and you know, going for, saying the hierarchy success. I felt like Alabama wasn't the home for me to do that. Even though growing up there, all of my friends, all of my peers knew I had this fashion sense. Like I've always had it. Like just the way I put my clothes together. Like I could have the same outfit the next person have, but the way I would style it, the way I would put it on, the way I would exude confidence in this outfit, people just like Mr. U. I mean, the way they were calling me Mr. U at that time. But it was like, Drake, man, you don't belong here, bro. You belong in magazines. You're gonna be in movies. It was like my peers that was speaking this stuff over my life before I even saw it. But one of the hardest things for me was leaving there. The hardest thing for me was making that jump. The hardest thing for me was uh, thinking I could make it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't like I had so many people around me that was against what I was trying to do. Like, oh, I'm just you trying to leave and go to New York, you trying to leave and go up north and all this, you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna fail, you know. So that was a huge thing to overcome for me. And just believing in myself, like leaving behind all I knew for 25 years, like born and raised in Alabama, didn't do much traveling to any other states growing up, so that was a really stronghold for me, to leave, to make that jump, to leave from Alabama to go and pursue my dreams in other cities and other states. It was a hard thing for me initially, but now I've made that jump 2 or 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess like once you get over that created fear that we create ourselves, it's not a real thing. But once we get over that creative fear and we see like, look, it's really nothing holding me back but myself. So once I got over that, I was able to like really travel to those markets, lived in New York for a couple of months, um, lived in Detroit for 10 years, traveled to Chicago, been out West Coast, what I'm saying, lived in Atlanta for a few years. Now I'm here in Texas, lived in Houston for 5 years. Now I'm here in Dallas. So it's just really overcoming those fears of not believing in yourself, because at the end of the day, people can say whatever. Some people are gonna believe in you, some people are not. But what do you believe yourself? Do you believe in yourself that you can do it? And if you believe in that, you set it in your mind, you can achieve anything. So I thank God for those experiences. I thank God for all of those people that didn't believe in me. I thank God for all of those hard times and those times where I couldn't see but so far up the road. You know what I'm saying? Because all of those experiences, I've learned to not categorize them as good or bad. I've learned to categorize them as just what they are, and they're experiences. They're experiences that make us stronger, that make us better. But once we learn to recondition our mind to like realize that, like, even the hard things that we go through in life, we still got to thank God for, because if you look at it, it's those hard, uncomfortable situations that makes us stronger on the other end, and we don't give up.
That's right. That's amazing. So I know you said that you don't categorize the things that happen as good or bad. You just categorize them as like just what they are.
Their
Like
experiences.
talk a little bit, right. Talk a little bit about that. Like how did you come to that concept? And for somebody that is dealing with things and they're like, "Oh, well, I went through this and I went through that." How would you tell them to be able to overcome that, to be able to just categorize them as experiences and know that it's part of the journey?
Right. It's definitely a part of the journey. And I love the fact that you closed out that question with that remark. But I mean, that's really what they are. I mean, you like, if you think about everything that you've been through and be like, man, I don't, it's like at the time of me going through it, of course it didn't feel good. So I think that's where the categorizer comes in at. It's like, oh, I went through that, and at the time you're going, it didn't make me feel good. So you automatically categorize it as what? Bad. I don't
Yeah.
like that. I don't want to experience that no more. I hated it. But at the same time, if we was able to transform our mindset and be like, man, so it was necessary. It was necessary that I go through that, because if I didn't go through it, I would have never got to the point of understanding, like, look, that's not what I want. That's not the direction I'm trying to go. That's not what I'm trying to experience. So it is okay, and it is good that you experienced it. You know what I'm saying? To learn a lesson. It's just like being in a bad relationship. We all have had a relationship that didn't work, right? We
Yeah.
all we all got exes, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what gets them in that X zone, is because the relationship didn't work. But at the same time, in that relationship, you learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? You learn a lot. You like, okay, well, I went through this with that person. Okay, I learned, and a lot of times we learn a lot about ourselves in these situations, in these uncomfortable circumstances. We learn a lot by ourselves, about ourselves. So I think the significance in being able to not classify those experiences as good or bad shows growth, because little do you know it, you're going to go through more experiences. It's like if when I was like 16 years old, it was no way for me to know what I know now. You know what I'm saying? But I had to go through a journey of experiences, ups and downs, to get to where I am, and the knowledge that I have now to be able to stand in front of these big audience of people and speak on my story and my journey. And you can ask everybody that I've spoken for, I do this without a script. Even my talk show, I don't have a script because it's like, why do I need to rehearse what I've lived? This is my story. This is my real story. I've lived this. I've breathed this. So it's like, those experiences is what I'm made of now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the bad experiences, I can say like, well, yeah, those were good experiences because they have allowed me a knowledge from the experience. They have allowed me a knowledge to be able to, what I'm saying, help others, share stories with others, or I can like I probably went through something when I was younger that I can talk to a kid now about to help prevent them from going through it. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So it's like the bad is also that's where the strength comes from.
Right.
If you
I absolutely agree.
imagine if you had a life like one emotion, always like everything was always good. I think life would be boring.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So,
definitely.
but the fact that we have a life of different emotions, different excitements, different situations where we may not feel as happy. You know what I'm saying? We're still learning stuff. We're still growing. You know what I'm saying? So, just got to learn to thank God for, what I'm saying, all of the experiences that you got because a lot of times we going through what we're going through now, we may think that this is our purpose. It's a lot of stuff that I did in my career from modeling, acting, speaking, producing, all of those things that I've done over the 24 years of my life, thinking that those things are my purpose. And come to find out, none of them, they not my purpose. They were just stepping stools to be able to get to my purpose, which is public speaking, inspiring, and motivating other people. And I mean, who am I? What do I know? That might not even be my final purpose. I'm only 38 years old. I feel it's amazing. I feel like it's so much life that I still have left in me. It's no telling what God is going to use me for next. So, but like I tell him when I pray, I'm a willing participant. God, whatever you need for me to do, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, the good and the bad, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I know he's with me. I know he's going to see me through it. So I'm excited. I'm on fire. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for everything that's going on here in Dallas. I've developed some great partnerships um, here within the last couple of months, and some things that we're working on. I'm here at the office now with me and one of my partners. What's Up Dallas Magazine, Rachel Cardenas. She's amazing. I'm here meeting with her. Shout out to one of my other business partners, A-List Photography. He's really, really, really the GOAT when it comes to those cameras and the media content and all of the editing that he's doing for our shows. Man, I'm just blessed. I'm blessed. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to collaborating and connecting with other artists, not just here in the Dallas area, but I'm looking to do more traveling. I'm looking to really connect and be of an inspiration to a lot of other younger entrepreneurs, business owners, and older. You know what I'm saying? I think it's enough room out here for us all to connect. It's enough room out here for us all to do our little bitty part to make a big impact. You know what I mean? So yes,
That's amazing. And I would say it's not, we don't do little parts. We do big parts that all go together in
yes,
a bigger picture. That's what we do.
yes,
So, so we have this link. I have your Mr. U's closet. Talk about that.
yes.
What, whenever people go there, what they can find, all different things like that.
Okay, Mr. U's closet, y'all, is my I first thought, people say your business is your baby, but I can't really say it's a baby no more. It's like you almost like a young adult. But that is my baby. I started Mr. U's closet when I was back in Detroit, and it's basically just a brand compelled and full of things that I'm good at in the industry, as far as like fashion styling, model coaching, um, the different photo shoot packages that I have, the public speaking, all of those services that I have, under that brand is really what that consists of. And what you're going to get Mr. U. You're going to get, what I'm saying, my flavor, my style, my swag, my class, the way I like to do things as a presenter, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? I love the arts community. I love fashion. Fashion is really my passion and my background. even when I was in the workforce. I'm a full time entrepreneur now, but when I was in the workforce, I loved working retail. That was really my niche. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing other people feel good about themselves, was everything for me. Seeing that transformation, even with being a photographer and styling people for my photo shoots, I just love seeing that transformation. People coming in one way, and by the time they dressed and I'm pointing the camera and shooting them, it's like they whole. I'm able to see their whole personality, their whole demeanor just change. That's like magic for me. But that's what you'll see. That's what you'll see with Mr. U's closet. You'll see a exciting, lit up brand because it's full of energy. Mr. U's closet has been around for a while, and I've worked with so many people. But I think a lot of people, when they see that logo or they see that brand, they know that it was built with sweat, blood, sweat, and tears. So um, I'm excited about it, and I pray that it continues to grow. Like I said, I'm on the verge of really putting other people in position where that business can continue to thrive. So like kind of like without me so much, but at the same time, it's still my baby. So I still 100% be in command of it. But I definitely want to continue to and start to share it with others and putting people in position to do certain tasks and certain things where it'll allow me to do other things. But you guys definitely go over, check out Mr. U's closet. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys may want to see different. I'm always open to growth. I'm always open to advice and collaborations. So go check it out. Let me know what you guys think. But I love it. I've been working at it for a very long time, critiquing it and just trying to add more value to it. So I definitely want you guys to go check it out and just let me know what you think.
Amazing, amazing. So let's see here. So one last question. One last question before we
Hmm.
close out. If you could go,
No, more. I got on late. I got on late, so I need more time.
I know we would have to reschedule for another time. Because what's the
Yes,
face? I got book club
because
at 9 o'clock. But
oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
But one last question. If you could go back and talk to your younger self, what would you tell you?
It's gonna be okay. That's what I would tell myself. It was crazy. I was asked that in another interview. I've been doing a whole lot of podcast interview, guys, a lot of them. But I love this one, Moet. You have a great platform. Boss Talk was happening. But that's what I would tell myself. I would tell myself it's going to be okay. I went through a period in my life where I had to. I grew up in the system. I lost my mom lost custody of us at an early age. I think I was like 8 years old or something like that when I first went to foster care. The state came in and got us, and took us to. At first, we was going to like they was bouncing us around to different foster homes and different families, and till they settled us down in a children's home, was Brentwood Children's Home in Montgomery, Alabama, and I went to junior high and high school there, and being the oldest son in the family, they when they split us up, my mom had 5 kids and they split us up. And my little brother right up under me, so they put him with me. And it was a scary time. It was a dark time in my life where I didn't have the answers to give to my little brother, and I knew he was looking up to me, and I didn't have the answers. I didn't know where mom was. I didn't know where dad was. I didn't know where any of our relatives was. So I was like, I really didn't have the answers to comfort him, you know. And so going through that system, man, it was just really hard. Like even with peers, fitting in school, just feeling like you're a kid. You know what I mean? And so it was really hard. So if I can go back to my younger self, that's what I would tell myself. It's going to be okay because now, like I was telling you earlier about those hard and difficult times, I was saying that for a reason because now I'm able to speak in schools. I'm able to speak to those other foster kids nowadays that don't think anyone hears them or don't think that anybody can relate to what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? That's how significant my story is now. And I realize now that God was building my story. He was building this impact because he knew the impact that would be needed now. So he was taking me through that, even though I thought it was like, oh man, why is this happening to me? Like, I hate this. Where's my parents? And it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like I'm so grateful because he gave me an experience that I can talk about and inspire and save others. You understand? And it was crazy because, and I'm gonna say this, like even when I was in school and so they were dropping us off at school in these big vans and stuff, and
Yeah.
the kids seeing us getting dropped off, some of them had jokes. Some of them had jokes, but they see me now. And not only that, some of the kids had jokes, but guess what? It was some of the kids that was trying to find out how to get into that system because they probably was in a single parent house. Their mom was working from the sweat of her brow, and they probably didn't have support at home. They probably was missing meals and all type of stuff that kids probably go through. And I say that to say because a lot of times we think our situation or is our situation is so bad, we get so caught up in our own world and not realizing that it's somebody else whose situation or story can be just as worse. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I would say to my younger self, man. It's going to be okay because now I feel amazing. I feel great. I love telling my story, and because I see how impactful it is to the younger generation, and sometimes a lot of older people too that who didn't go through that, but you know what I'm saying, they probably know somebody that was in the system or foster care or something like that, and they be like, man, a lot of the guys that I know, or a lot of people I know that went through that system, they turn out to be not so good. They turn out to be, you know what I'm saying, like problems in society or locked up or in prison or on drugs or something. It's like, how did you make it out of it? So that goes to, and that's where the whole inspiration story starts at because I made it. You know what I'm saying? I made it by the grace of God. I made it by, you know what I'm saying, a sound mind and having mentors, having certain men that did step up to the plate when my dad was missing, that was able to inspire me to make the right choices and go down the right road. And by the grace of God, what I'm saying, I'm the influencer I am now in the community with, with other men, and like I said, that's why I want to continue to do what I'm doing now is with speaking and using my voice to be an impact.
That's amazing. So, real quick, let the people know who you are, what you do, how they can connect with you, and how they can book you for your services.
Yes, yes. Real quick, y'all. This is your boy, Mr.U, checking in. If for y'all don't know, my real name is Rodriguez Underwood, aka Mr.U. You know what I'm saying? And what I do, I'm a fashion stylist, published photographer, um, motivational speaker, public speaker, talk show host, event host, actor, model, ambassador. It's like, guys, I do so much. I embody it all. You guys have to see it. I embody it all. But you guys definitely check in with me. Follow me, tune in with me. My talk show, the Mr. U Show, is dropping this fall on YouTube, so you guys definitely stay tuned with that. And follow me on my Mr. U Instagram page. That's where I be mostly, posting my reels and updating my stories, so you guys can kind of see some of the events that I got going on, some of the events I got coming up, and a lot of other entrepreneurs that I'm working with. Because like as I do my stories and stuff, I'm always collaborating and post it up. I got a lot of signature posts that I use a lot, and I'm always trying to promote or and expose another entrepreneur, another business owner. 'Cause I think that's what it's about. We're not doing this alone. Nobody's become successful by themselves. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody behind the scenes or somebody close by that they partnering with, connecting with, working with, expanding with. So yeah, so I'm all about exposing those collaborations and other partners and stuff like that as we continue to grow. Because, like Moet said, we all do our big part. It's not a little part. We all do our big part, and it makes huge impact. You'll be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Doing your part and collaborating with others. I mean, I think that's the business of the 21st century, right? Partnerships, collaborations, harmoniously. But that's what I do, guys. That's what I do. I try to drop nuggets. You know, I know we on a time thing right here, but it's so much knowledge. I'm so excited, guys. I think we definitely gonna have to run this back, do another one because I was a little late. I was trying to get this microphone to working, but um, again, Moet, I really appreciate you having me on. I know you featured a lot of other people from the DFW that I'm connected with. And we just thank you so much for taking out your time and using your platform to give us a voice. You know what I'm saying? To connect us to other people in the industry that's doing what we're doing and just creating an outlet, you know what I'm saying, for us to showcase what we're passionate about. So I definitely appreciate you and I just want to congratulate you and pray and wish you well on this journey because I know it's not easy. Some of everybody has a podcast these days, right? But continue to set yourself apart. Continue to find those things that make you different, and just embody those, embrace those. And I'm glad to be here to be a part of your platform and to see you rise to the top because I know that's where you're going.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I definitely appreciate you for coming on. Guys, definitely make sure you go over to Instagram, tap in with him, 4 underscores, Mr.U. Definitely make sure you follow him, follow him, follow him, book him for whatever you have coming up, whatever you resonate with that is attached to him. And again, thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back next week. All right. I love you guys. Remember that
All
life is
right.
too short to be anything but motivated. Now get out there and turn your dreams into a vision and make that your reality. See you next week.